Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is the perfect rainy day. I have off of work and I'm so excited to share. I'm in a book mood. So today's video, we are going to be going over my TBR list for this spring, summertime. Hopefully giving you guys some book inspo. I love book content and I want to bring more of myself and my hobbies onto my channel. So let me know if you guys want more book content in the future. We're just gonna get into it. I'm so excited. I have this lovely caramel iced latte and I usually do vanilla, but I changed it up today. Coming off strong, the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. It's also called ACOTAR. It's my first fantasy series and I love it. I will say they're long, so what I've read this year for like current reads was this series because it's taken me a while. This is the 5th and final book of the series. I'm on page 43, probably like chapter 3. But if you want like a nice, good series to really invest in, this one, so good, especially if you like romance books. It's fantasy, but there's a lot of romance in it. A little spicy, and it's so good. Definitely the type of series to cuddle up to. Amazing, and I really just feel like I get lost in the world that they're in. Let me also tell you guys what type of books I like to read. Big romance girly, self-help books, for sure. Especially being on my healing journey, a must. And I'm slowly like getting my toes wet in different genres, like fantasy, and I also want to start reading more like drama, thriller type books because those are the types of TV shows I like to watch, so probably like those types of books too. A self-help book. First one is The Body Keeps Score. I recently uploaded a podcast episode talking about how the body keeps score too. It's just so interesting. This book is very sciencey, so I don't know that I'm going to love it. I had a friend read it. She didn't really love it just because it's a lot of like science. However, I love this. I love books like this. So it says The Body Keeps Score. Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. I'm so excited to read this. This one I'm kind of reading right now. Not really. Like I started it at the gym on the treadmill. The Midnight Library. I've heard amazing things about this book. I'll read a little bit of it. It says, we all have regrets, choices that we could have made differently, paths we didn't take in other lives we might have led. But what if you were given a chance to fix your past? Enter the Midnight Library. Kind of fiction-y, kind of like good for like your self-help healing journey. I heard really good things about this book, and I also heard that this was the book that got a lot of people to start reading, like from Book Talk. For me, my book was Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover that got me to start reading. Then I read It Ends With Us, and the rest was history. But a lot of people on Book Talk also read this when it first came out, like when I guess Book Talk first became a thing. Very, very good. I'm liking it so far. Next one, which I don't even know what this is, a memoir? Crying in H Mark. She's collecting dust because she's been sitting on the top of my TBR pile for a while. It's kind of like a story she wrote about herself. A memoir is a story you write about yourself. It says, Crying in H Mart is an unflinching, powerful story of family, food, grief, and love. I think, okay, she's Asian American, straining to meet her mother's expectations, moves across the country. Oh, Crying in H Mart. Okay, and then it says, talking about her weekly trips to her favorite Asian grocery store. I heard amazing things about this book, so I'm going to try it out. I've never read, I don't want to say I haven't read a memoir, but nothing off the top of my head. Next book, Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I love Jay Shetty. If you're on your healing journey or even not on your healing journey, just trying to better elevate, heal on purpose with Jay Shetty. So good. I love his podcast so much. Such an inspiration. Victoria loves him a lot. And he's just like he's really like one of one. So inspiring. I read The 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty, listened to his podcast religiously, got so many of my friends to start listening to it too. But this was his first book, Think Like a Monk, because he was a monk for I believe like 2 years. Just his perspective on life, mindsets, and everything. Like, this is just gonna be a feel good but also like good self-help book. So excited to read this. This is definitely, I think I'm gonna read this one after I finish Silver Flames because I want to read it so bad. I've been reading the ACOTAR series for a long time, so I want to like read a self-help book because I feel like I've been reading for fun. But my problem before that was I was reading so much self-help books that it was information overload, so I needed something to feel good, you know, like a feel-good book. My next book that I want to read, you guys are probably like, what the heck? Okay, so my goal this year I think was 20 books. I'm on like book 7. I kind of do breeze through books. I'll go through phases where I'll breeze through and then I'll stop for a while. This one is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was a really big one. Oh, it looks like I started this one a while back too, but definitely gonna restart it. 4 famous siblings throw an epic party to celebrate the end of summer. But over the course of 24 hours, their lives will change forever. I've just heard really good things about this book. I loved The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I just love her writing style. So this is definitely an author that I would love to get into more. Also, have you guys heard that Verity is going to be a movie? I'm excited about that one. And she just posted today that It Ends With Us comes out August 9th. Excited for the movies because I read both of those books. This is another Colleen Hoover book. I haven't read her books in a while just because I've been like branching out more, but this is kind of like a thriller. I don't really know. Something happens to Layla. She's like with this guy, but something happens to her, and then something happens where like her whole, she just wasn't like the same, like a bad incident. It says in order to put their relationship back on track, leads whisk Layla away to the bread and breakfast where they first met. Once they arrive, Layla's behavior takes a bizarre turn, and that's just one of the inexplicable occurrences. And then it's talking about the guy meets another girl named Willow. So I'm excited to read this one. Colleen's books I breezed through. I can probably read this today if I wanted to. My last book that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, a classic. One thing about me, I love a good classic. What is that book? They Cage the Animals at Night. That book really changed my life. It really hit home just because of like personal experiences within like my family and stuff. That was really good, and it really made me like bawl my eyes out, especially because it was a true story too. That book really sticks out for me, and I read that when I first started reading because my dad told me to read it, and I was just like. So this is another classic, To Kill a Mockingbird. I feel like a lot of people read this in school, but honestly, I've never had to read it in school. Let me refresh my memory. It's just talking about, it views a world of great beauty and savage inequities through the eyes of a young girl as her father, a lawyer, risked everything to defend a black man unjustly accused of a terrible crime. I just know this is gonna be so good. I'm excited. I'm really excited to read this. That is it for my summer TBR, summer book inspo, even springtime because it's still kind of spring, but it's almost June, y'all. That's crazy. But lots of books to be reading. I'll show you guys the stack. These are the books that we're working with for the rest of spring and summer. I'm so excited. I've just been like getting back into a reading mood. I feel like sometimes I go through a reading funk, but I'm feeling very inspired lately and just trying to make more time for my hobbies. And I'm a woman with a lot of hobbies that I need to get back to pursuing, you know? Less screen time, more me time. Anyways, I love y'all so much. Hope that you got some inspo. Let me know what books you guys are reading in the comments down below. And also, if you would like more book content, because I will gladly give you some. Anywho, I love you. Be sure to follow me everywhere. Follow the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube, follow my Instagram. And yeah, I will talk to you guys again real soon. Bye.